requested to me by a friend. They're dealing with like romantic situation, work situation, everything's kind of in limbo. So they're trying to figure out, like, should I hold out? So you have the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Lovers, yeah, that's interesting, and the Emperor. So immediately what I'm getting is a very emotional energy. So this might be more of an emotional decision. We might be more in an emotional headspace with making a decision. And I think what the cards are saying is to lean more into your power a little bit, and kind of look at the situation with less of an emotional lens, and that might help you make a decision. So yeah, let's see what comes out. All right, 3 cards for that Queen of Cups. All right, 6 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. So what I see is kind of an energy of extremes. It's sort of like, I think ideally the outcome is, absolute happiness, things working out, things going super well. And then you have right next to it this very contrasting energy of just like a very severe form of disappointment. But then over here you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is like, a very balanced card. So I think what they're saying is like either outcome can play out, but the key is to kind of really manage your time, your energy, your emotional resources, so that you can navigate how things play out. So yeah, they're kind of saying, instead of focusing on should I hold out, maybe focus on how are we managing our time, how are we managing our energy, and be more, maybe structured with how we manage that, so that regardless of what plays out, we have a little bit more balance. Yeah. All right, 3 cards for the Emperor. Okay, the 7 of Swords, 3 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, I feel like the cards are saying, like not to be too dreamy or like too idealistic about, the way things can play out. I think maybe there might be less of a disconnect with the way things are playing out and more a sort of this imagination of the way things could play out or the way things could happen. I kind of see like the imagination like running away from us, and so it kind of creates a very disorienting effect on our reality because we don't see things as they are but as they could be. And I think that's normal. Like, I think it's a normal thing for a person to project onto their future, the way things play out. But I think the cards here are saying that there should be, um, there's this phrase like the mind is an elephant and you have to learn to ride it. So I think the cards are saying to kind of like just understand that your imagination and your vision and your ideation of how things could play out is kind of, it's running away from you. Um, and to just, I don't think the cards want to say like restrain yourself or like stop thinking in a specific direction, because I don't think that's possible, and I don't think it's healthy to repress. But I think they're definitely saying like kind of note the fact that your imagination or your vision is kind of running away from you. Just be aware of that, because that's going to help you come into a deeper awareness of yourself and how your mind works. And it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just it's like allowing yourself to come into awareness. All right, 3 cards for the Page of Cups. All right, the 7 of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the 9 of Swords. So I don't know if maybe there's a lot of scarcity mindset or stress kind of that is existing as a major undercurrent in all of this. And so maybe that might be driving, very like, yeah, that might be kind of the fuel to the fire in a lot of this. Yeah, let me get one more for that Page of Cups. Page of Wands. Yeah, what I'm getting is it's like there's some element of stress that may be happening in the background. And it's sort of like you want to get out of this situation. You want to stop dealing with so much stress. You want to move out of this energy into something more stable and healthier. So they're kind of saying like maybe tie your ideation more to your reality, in the sense of understanding that how your reality is right now isn't exactly what you want, and that the way that you are ideating is, basically, it's, how do I put it? It's a process of you trying to change your life. Like, it's a process of metamorphosis that you're basically like internally going through. Because maybe some things are unsatisfactory or things don't feel complete. So this ideation, this dreaming, this wanting, all of that, it's a product of like, it's wanting to create more for yourself. It's almost like a product of, it's almost manifesting, right? Like you're trying to create something that changes the way your reality is at this current moment. So I think that's kind of, the cards are kind of like, it's kind of healthy in that sense, where it's like, it's another form of just trying to grow and expand as a person. So I really like this read, because so far the cards aren't really saying like yes or no, but I think what they're trying to help you see is that like you are in a process where you're trying to change your life, or create something different for yourself in your life. And they kind of want you to come into awareness of your mind and your imagination and your goals, and kind of connect with them. Yeah. All right, 4 cards for the Lovers. All right, we have the 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles. So what I'm immediately getting from the cards is they're saying, like, keep going. Like, keep going. They're like, this is a process that you're going through internally, you know, this ideation, this dreaming, wanting more for yourself, you know, wanting to see your life expand. Basically, they're saying keep going with that. Like, keep going into this into these cycles of wanting more, of dreaming, of wanting to, like, expand your life, exploring new ways to expand your life. They're really encouraging you to constantly stay open for new opportunities and good things, and like good and positive ways that your life can expand. But they're also saying that there is a cycle. This is part of a cycle where you're going to ideate, you're going to dream, you're going to want things aren't going to go through, or maybe things will go through, but it's you're always going to go through this cycle of wanting to create more for yourself, or wanting to expand more for yourself. And they're saying, like, that they're very strongly encouraging you to constantly, you know, to stay moving on that path of creation, because there's so much potential in that. There's so much, like, there's so much power to that. So, and so I guess the cards are very much like, I guess the question of, like, should I hold out? I think what the cards are saying is, in the grand scheme of things, you're in a cycle of trying to expand your life, and you're ideating, you're visualizing, you're trying to manifest new things for yourself. And that process is in and of itself very healthy, and it's very critical for your growth and expansion. They're saying don't let your imagination and your emotions run away from you, but just understand that you are feeling certain things and you're wanting specific things because you want your life to expand, and they think that's very healthy. I mean, it's very healthy, and it's really good for you. So yeah, I think the cards are basically saying, your question is, should I hold out? And the cards are basically saying, don't stop, which I think is great. All right, hope that helps.